Washington Post by Jacob Bogage, today's numbers in youth athletics are decreasing rapidly by as much as 8% overall in the last decade. As a result, poor health is increasing and character development is decreasing.
The reason this topic is relevant is because it affects America's population as a whole. Our future health depends on our youth.
Each of us have experience and passion for athletics and health, and we wish to see it thrive now and in the future.
Youth sport participation is necessary for kids today as it builds character, a hard work ethic, as well as it promotes a healthy way of life.
Today we will talk about the lack of interest in youth sports and also the lack of youth physical activity.
Let's start with the problem. Drew is going to talk with you about today's numbers of participation in youth sports compared to recent years is shocking.
Thank you, Connor. There are several problems resulting from kids being physically inactive. The first one we see every single day, it's the problem with obesity. We all know people who are overweight and struggle with it on their day-to-day lives. The American Heart Association says that 13 million kids struggle with obesity. This affects our youth not only physically but also mentally. Kids who are obese are more likely to have health issues that are long-term and also to be bullied in their early stages of development. This will not change itself. 3 out of 4 kids ages 5 to 10 get less than 1 hour of physical activity a day. Kids need this activity. They need it to go outside because it's good for them. It helps self-esteem and also helps them mentally feel less cranky, irritable, groggy, and it just gives them a more positive outlook on the day when they work out. The second problem is a lack of leadership skills, work ethic, and ability to work as a team that comes easily when you participate in sports. Sports build leaders, on and off the field. This also teaches us that hard work always pays off. Nowadays, kids also struggle to cope with losing. It's good to lose when you're younger because you're not going to win through all stages of your life, so it's easier to cope with it when you learn it early. Some of the social skills that are obtainable through sports are undeniable. Technology has made it hard to do simple things as easy as say hello nowadays. Kids need to know discipline, how to problem solve on the fly. Sports build character. Now that we've talked about the problem, Connor will talk about the cause.
Thank you, Drew. There are many reasons for the decrease of kids participating in sports. The decrease is mainly in contact sports such as football. There has been an 18% decrease in youth tackle football. The main reason is concerns about the safety of contact sports. CTE is commonly found in former football players. CTE is a degenerative brain disease that is caused by proteins called tau that spread throughout the brain, killing brain cells. It has been seen in kids as young as 17, but the symptoms generally don't start appearing until years later. A post by Boston University and VA healthcare system in Boston found that 88% of 202 former football players had CTE, and 48 of 53 former college football players had CTE. And more alarming is that 3 of 14 former high school football players had CTE. High school football accounts for 47% of concussions, with 33% occurring during practice. In an online article by the Chicago Tribune, a quote by Adam Campbell in October 2017 says that it certainly doesn't help that concussion is on a lot of moms' minds. And I'm hearing it from dads saying, I played, but I don't want my kids to play. Knowing this, parents are much less likely to put their kids in a contact sport like football or ice hockey. Price to participate in youth sports and lack of playing time can discourage youth not to participate. Kids can't do anything about it, and neither can the parents, leaving some kids left behind. A study done by the Washington Post in 2015 showed that only 38% of kids participated in team sports with a household income of under $25,000, compared to 67% with households over $100,000. Lastly, there is a problem with coaches only paying attention to the more talented athletes. In most sports, the star athletes get the playing time while the less talented or less athletic kids get benched, which is causing more kids to quit due to lost interest before they get a chance to improve. Kids who get left behind or quit early lose lifelong leadership and teamwork skills. This could be resolved by reminding parents and kids about the benefits of playing youth sports. Considering the problem and cause of decreasing numbers in youth sports, Trevor is going to talk with you about what should be done.
Thank you, Connor. When the public listens to the problems and possible injuries associated with athletics, they tend to forget about all the benefits. I have played sports my entire life, and I can personally say that I have learned many lessons from them. In a case study on student athletes done by the Canadian Journal of Education, they found that 75% of their subjects showed characteristics of initiative, such as goal setting, time management, and self-responsibility as a result of athletics. We know firsthand that time management is extremely important as an athlete, from showing up on time to practice to trying to manage school and sports and sleeping. This developed skill results in self-responsibility and time management skills that will last a lifetime. When it comes to facing and overcoming hardship, or learning to work hard and creating social skills, youth athletics are hard to beat. Facing physical and mental challenges is an everyday obstacle for athletes. Learning to overcome them are where the athletes develop as people. Being involved also gives athletes the opportunity to develop their social skills and build relationships with fellow athletes and their coaches. From a health standpoint, youth athletics are critical for kids as it develops them not only physically but mentally. Being exposed to athletics as a kid allows the athletes to become accustomed to physical activity where kids who don't play sports miss out on the opportunities to develop. Sports also teach athletes how to eat healthy, as the physical demands of sports have specific dietary demands. For example, athletes who need to gain weight have to eat healthy but high on carb foods, where athletes who need to stay skinny, like runners, eat mainly vegetables and healthier foods like that. In addition to exercise, sports help athletes stay out of trouble. As stated in an article in the Physical Education and Sport Pedagogy, kids involved in activities such as athletics are much less likely to involve in risky behavior such as alcohol and drug use. Kids involved in athletics are oftentimes too busy and also have the self-responsibility to not engage in these problematic behaviors.
The benefits of playing youth sports are too great to turn down. The character development and health promotion is invaluable.
Today we talked to you about the epidemic of decreasing numbers in youth athletics, the reasons for low numbers, and the reasons why kids should participate in youth sports.
We urge all of you to realize the importance of youth athletics and to promote and encourage kids playing sports. The lessons learned of hardship, humility, and health will last a lifetime.